Mid-high RG.
Hey guys, this is Josh Shoemaker again with Dan Keenan. Second ball review of the day, for this time for the Hyroad 40. So Hyroad 40 it's one of the balls that I look forward to every year. They usually always come out with a new Hyroad. Last time it was the Road Warrior, was a pretty unique piece. Was a big fan of it. As soon as they announced that this one was coming out and it was going to be without the AXR technology, I got really excited. One of the big things that I've always liked about the Hyroads is the two-piece balls. It gives you a huge variability between 14, 15, 16 pounds as far as core dynamics go. But having them two-piece, I always felt like they went through the pins a little bit better. So this one, Hyroad 40, it's got that kind of darkish teal, emerald green color. Not any big swirls in it, which again I'm a huge fan of. I hate balls that have the big bright swirls in them. I feel like my eyes don't pick them up as well. So I drilled this with my usual standard pinup layout. It's got a 4¼ inch pin with like a 2.5 inch buffer. It's got the A1S Pro cover, which is the same cover found in the Equinox. And it comes again out of the box with the polished cover here with I believe 1500 grit underneath. I left this one out of box. Haven't touched it. I did touch the Ion Pro Solid. Ended up not cracking this one. I usually like Hyroad balls are the only balls that I've ever liked with the polish on them, and I think this is kind of the same way. So again, if you watch the Ion Pro Solid video, you realize this lane is hooking a ton. So I'm starting about 10 further left than I would with this ball. Give it right. Yeah. Wasn't expecting him to stand up behind me there. That was, again, shift about 5 further right than I wanted to, which if you watched the last video, you saw pretty much every shot. Did that too.
All right, so I was a big fan of the Road Warrior, which I had drilled pretty strong, pretty much 4x3. I've used it a lot. It's always in a tournament bag. It's got the Equinox cover. I love my Equinoxes, as many know. So I drilled this one, for me, what's weak, 5x4. I was just trying to do something a little different for when I want to play a little straighter. Very, very clean ball. That's what I've seen so far. Very clean. But slow. Kind of slower than probably used to with seeing with a Hyroad.
It's definitely an interesting combo. I felt like with the Night Road was one of my most recent favorite Road Series balls that they've come out with, and that had the REX Pearl on it. I felt like REX Pearl is a very interesting cover in that some of the balls it was on was very clean and quick, and other balls that have been kind of a little bit slower. That Night Road was was one of the ones where I thought it was extremely quick. With this, with having the A1S Pro on it, which is the same as the Equinox, I personally was not a huge fan of the Equinox. I felt like it kind of locked up the front part of the lane for me and then went forward. And if I tried to open up my angles, it was a little bit too slow to kind of make it back up the hill. But with this having the smaller core and a higher RG in it, it's definitely a little bit easier through the front part of the lane. So I move 2 left here. And again, try not to ship it out to 5 like I've been doing. Or just throw it right again. But as you can see, it's not as sideways off the friction as as the previous kind of Hyroad balls have been. Definitely rolls off it a little bit more controlled, which is something that, us as tournament players that bowl on a lot of the flatter patterns, a lot of times we don't get a chance to get into these really clean and quick balls because they're just too uncontrollable.
I'm actually going to go 1 right off the last one.
Looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, I haven't really thrown it yet. I've thrown it a couple times. We bowled some tournaments this weekend, so I did throw it a couple times during practice just to kind of get an idea of how it looked. I never actually did get to it.
I did have a chance to throw this a little bit last week in League. By the time Game 3 rolled around, it really wasn't, the lanes weren't quite developed enough to get to it. This lane right now feels like it's flying. Like there's got to be at least probably 6 to 10 games on it, would be my guess.
It's all my rev rate.
Yes, we're definitely chewing them up for sure. But this would be like probably game 5, 6 in a tournament block at this point with how far the lane's developed. So I'll go ahead and move another 2 again and try not to ship it as far right. There we go.
Roll
I
it.
didn't get that one as far right in it. Almost 710.
So I'm gonna move a couple left on this one. I'll probably leave a 10 pin. I'm gonna guess. I just want to show you what the response time looks like on it. So I do feel like it is a little slower response time. I don't know if that's my layout or maybe the ball, but it definitely feels a little slower. So this is three left. I didn't really move my eyes. So as you can see, it is slower. I snapped the 10 out because it still did come. It came behind the head pin a little bit like I expected. So hopefully that gives you all a visual.
So I'm actually going to do the opposite on this shot. I'm going to move like 5 back right. Try to flatten out my hand a little bit and see if I can get it to kind of flow through there still. I'm going a little bit further right than I wanted to, but I could probably honestly move a little bit more right off of that. Still, it's definitely clean and definitely gets through that front part of the lane a lot better than the Ion Pro Solid did from that same spot.
So just a little side note, there's someone practicing to the pair right of us. I was a big fan of the eraser line back in the day. Someone's using an erase it. It's kind of cool. Anyways.
Side note. That was before my bowling time.
I don't know if you were born yet. All right. So I wanted to see that travel. All right, maybe, maybe. It's always good when I execute what I'm trying to do.
All right, I'm gonna move another 2 right here. Try not to get out to 2.5 like this last 25 minutes of throwing the bowling ball. There you go. All right. That one was right where I wanted it to. That one saw it substantially earlier. I think there's a little too much friction in the middle part of the lane for that one. That one was the first one I've thrown exactly where I've been looking at in the last 10 minutes. So,
All right, I'm gonna go right to a Equinox. Pin up, a little stronger. This is my favorite ball. I have a couple of them. This is the stronger of the 2. Thought would be good for the video. I'm going to stand right where I did on the last shot. This should have some heavier roll. Gosh, I love that ball. So that was the same spot I just stood in probably 2 frames ago. Just, I mean, that's the asymmetry of the core and a little stronger layout. These should play off of each other.
So I'm going to go to a Hyroad here. And this is one of my beloved old serial number 1s. This is a 2014. That's been plugged a couple times. I used to throw these all the time, and now if I get down to them once a year, I'm lucky. I was able to throw it a little bit in our local Masters tournament later in match play, just because the lanes are absolutely torched. But with it being as clean as it is, and I actually have a 3/4 inch pin on this one, so this is even weaker. Go ahead and throw from where I started with the Hyroad 40. I got that one to the same spot down lane. You can see the Hyroad 40 kind of roll off of it, and where that one just kind of almost wiggled at that spot and then came off of it. And that's just due to the cover being so much cleaner.
All right, Hyroad. Stronger layout. This is actually the same layout I have in all my Phase 2s. A little stronger. I'm going to say in same spot. Why not? Ooh. Wasn't expecting that.
I think that goes to show how much stronger the Hyroad 40 is compared to that, because that one saw the friction, got up and went, whereas the 40 from that same spot just kind of rolled off. So I'll throw the Typhoon now, which has the same layout as the 40, substantially weaker cover and also a weaker core, a little less stiff in it, from the same spot. This has been one of my favorites lately that we've come out with as far as weaker pieces. Oh god, that was a little bit left, but you can see that one flow through it quite a bit better than the 40 does in that same spot.
That's a really nice piece, just so everyone knows, by the way.
Very underrated. I think
yes.
It kind of came out with the ultimate wrecker there and some of the other lower differential pieces, and I think it's kind of been a little bit sloughed on, honestly.
I agree.
So, again, video kind of coming out a little bit late, per usual lately. We like to give ourselves a couple weeks of time with the balls, kind of see where we use them in some tournaments and some other situations instead of just kind of coming in these videos blind. If you guys are interested, stop over to your local Storm VIP Pro Shop and grab your own today.
See ya.